Good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Any question before starting, please? If you have, we can.
No, thank you.
No question. Okay, we'll start. So, welcome everyone. We'll start our lesson. Today lesson will go through our LO3, Learning Outcome 3. As you, couple of you know me, my name is Anjum Satar. Please, if you have any question, those are listening this recording, please, you can drop me email, and if you like, one-to-one, even we can arrange one-to-one session as well if you need to. So please, here is my email address, and today lesson will go to be able to apply the taxation planning measures to minimize the tax liabilities and deferred tax liabilities. So all will be in discussion. Okay, so we'll go through as we following Finance Act 2023. You can follow any whichever years, and if you want, the old exam paper or the question you want to include or the examples you want to embed in yours. So please, we can download F6 exam paper. If you Google it, I'll show you as well ACC old exam paper with the answers. Those we can use for, because your course is just an assignment based. It's a matter of meeting the learning outcome. That's a crucial. So any example is acceptable as long as relevant to whatever we are doing in terms of the tax planning purposes. Okay, so popular people chat in office, which will go through professional code of ethics. Today we had a discussion in the past as well. CPD all will be, and finance act doesn't matter whichever years, we have to look around the rate which we are following now. Finance act 2023, parent and subsidiary, we had a discussion in the previous lesson. If you own other company 50% or more, that's known as a subsidiary. If you own 20 to 49, we call associate, and it's a simple investment if we have a less than 20%. So all will be in our discussion. So welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, today it's good to be a bit, reflections. You can reflect how much you know already about tax planning and ethics, where we are at the end, and we'll carry on reflecting as well. So indicative content really today lesson is different investment and other expenditures may result in the reduction of the tax liability. So that can be indicative content where we can discuss about the written down allowance, annual investment allowance, and various others, the tax planning purposes which we can. Incorporated business, incorporated mean as a company, unincorporated with partnership and sole trader. Understand the legitimate, tax planning. Of course, tax planning is the legal, numerical analysis and reason and argument, ethical and professional issues, all will be. So I included all the rates. Those are relevant to Finance Act 2023. Some example we have from the Finance Act 2023, but we can even the previous year's example, but is matter of applying the new rates, looking the new rates and applying these new rates, those are the crucial in our assignment. And you can say I'm using this Finance Act rate, so no harm. Okay, so thus we had a discussion in the previous lesson. We went through the rates, corporation tax, 19, 19, 25% the main rate. We had a lower and upper limits, 50,000, 250,000, standard fraction 3/200, which we can use the marginal relief for. Okay, quarterly installment, we can look around the profit threshold and the value added tax if we had a discussion. So VAT and registration and de-registration limit. And relief, and the previous lesson we also had a discussion about penalties, NI, individual and group, because that's we have really. So today 3.1 evaluate the type of investment and the expenditure resulting in the reduction in the tax liability. So annual investment allowance which we have now is 1 million, will be continued annual for exam in the period. Of course, you're not doing exam, you're doing assignment, so it doesn't matter. You can use it as an example of Finance Act 2023, 24, and 25. Of course, up till 31st January next year is absolutely fine to use it. Finance Act 23, 24. Okay, so annual investment allowance is 100% first years we can claim if the plant and machinery 12-month period is around. So any expenditure in excess, which the limit qualified to written down allowance, which we can claim. Annual investment allowance is which is on the plant and machinery, exception of the cars, yes, which we can look around accordingly. The car falls under which category, and we can claim, those to reduce the bill off. So sometimes tax planning per se, we can look around what's the benefit to buy a new plant and machinery. We can save on the tax, instead of paying bills to HMRC. Those, so company really in terms of the planning side, we're looking all. So we can look around the prepare accounts of the 31st March and 1st April 2023. The tax written down allowance for the plant and machinery. Our main pool was 16,700. We can look around the purchasing cars, equipment we done, and we can look around the car is purchased on the 8th April, has CO2 emission level. So we can look around according to the rates and qualifying. So then it's been sold, so we can do the proportion of it, the car being retained until that point and then be sold off. So next we have this example. So we can look around the man pool annual investment allowance. The equipment can be 100% because it's less than 1 million. So that's, the written down allowance brought forward that was, and we can look around the other car additions. We have cars, so we can look around those car for the special pools and the proceed of the car being sold off. So we can look around. So what is the net amount we have now on the man pool, car and special pool, and we can calculate the allowance. So 18% allowance rate we have in the year. So 18% of 45,000. So we can look around, and then 18% on the car and special allowance, which we can look around as well. So these we can calculate accordingly, and that's, our total allowance which we can claim. Okay, so that's please we can addition qualifying for the first year allowance. If we have any car can qualify for first year allowance, which car 4 is 16,800. According to the criteria, we can claim full allowance for this year. So then we can look around the written down allowance. That goes in the following years. We can claim allowance, the total allowance which is we entitled for this year. So that we can minus from the tax liability. So please, if you have any question, you can ask, which we can discuss. So all being here, explanation of the car is kept separately because there is a private use of, and the car is CO2 emission level is between 1 and. So we looking in term of the rate in term of, so the rates at the top we included in. So please, in your assignment purposes, we can include any example you can pick, which I shared with you in the previous lesson of ACCA Finance Act 2023. And I included that document, and we can include, example, we can pick it. Zero emission car, CO2 qualifying 100% first year allowance. So where the CO2 emissions, yes, is qualifying. So we have to look around those, and then of course, we can, if provided the car and the 2% benefit percentage is available, minimum in the income tax implications, we can look around implied NI and all, so low emission cars, the company car is very beneficial, especially for the directors who 100% shareholders in two companies. Okay, so we can look around next. We've been given the annual state line allowance, which is unchanged 3% with the relief being given 33 point period, which we can 33 years and 4 months. Structural building allowance, which we can, and we can look around these, structural building allowances available for the building has been constructed on 29th October and the date of the budget. However, the question will only be set, construction is after. So that's, we can look around in terms of if we have the scenario. Here is the little scenario I included. The company purchase, newly constructed factory, the builders for 470,000, and including the land of 110,000, the factory was brought into the use. 1st September, the qualifying expenditures for structured building allowance, which is 360,000, and the factory was bought into 1st September. So we can look around yearly ended on the 31st March is 6,300, which is 3% of the 360,000, because of how many months we kept that, so we have to proportion it. Yeah, of course, technically. So because not we are claiming full year. So allowance for which we can 3% and will be given in subsequent years, which we can carry on for full year. Okay, so that's which the help the written downs is very useful, and the balancing charge in the final years of disposal and all this we need to be look around in the separate. So original cost of the asset, cumulative capital allowance claimed during the written down value of the asset, which we can look around how much was and how much was disposed of, the balancing charge, that's the way we can calculate. So you have to look around what was the original cost, how much allowance you already claim, written down allowance value, how much was disposed, and the rest, we can claim toward the balancing allowance, yes, being replaced to the tax allowable depreciation. So that's, which we can use. Okay, so asset is assumed brought in year not, and we can look around how many years, and we can proportion it, whichever years you're doing your tax calculations. Okay, so we can look around the period, we can proportion like maybe first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and we can look around the written down allowance and we can claim accordingly. So when we have the net trading revenue, inflows and outflows from the trading sales minus operating cash flows and taxable payables, we can look around the investment, tax relief, written down allowance, and then we can, and any extras really we need to be look around for the planning purposes, that we need to be planned. Okay, next we looking the pension and the tax efficient investment product. If you have invested those money in those, we have to look around the relief is available for the government. So please loss, that's the loss can be type of the trading loss, can be loss relief against the total profit before qualifying, which we can look around the period against the future total profit and the current annual profit. Yes, so we can carry back or carry forward, which we can. Let's we look the example that make more review the legitimate tax planning. Tax planning is a legal, so couple and the civil partnership, we know the saving nil incomes and others we need to be, like in this case Noel and Samantha is married couple. Their tax years 2023 and 24 is a salary 90,000. Samantha's salary is 30,000. Saving income is 1,500. The basic taxpayer, her saving income nil rate band is the 1,000, but the remaining 500 of her saving income will be taxable at the rate of 20%. So higher taxpayer his saving income nil band is 500, so no tax on 500 because it's a taxpayer. So transfer sufficient saving to husband them, and then of course receive 500 of saving income will be there for the save income tax on 20% on 500 is £100 is a saving there. So we can look around the moving, so we can advise it. So what sort of taxpayer you are, tax bracket, we know 12,570 is a no tax, 37,700 is a 20%. If you earn more than that, your income, your tax will go 40% up to, and then we can look around if you're earning more than that, 150 plus, so we need to be 45%. So those we need to be look around within the tax rate, and we can advise, accordingly. So dividend, the first 1,000 of the dividend income for 2023 benefit is a zero rate, and 1,000 nil rate band is allowable all the taxpayer regardless whether they pay the basic or the higher or additional. So the 1,000 is exempt, you don't have to pay the taxes if 1,000 is. So however, the dividend nil rate band count toward the basic rate and the higher band. So dividend income excess of 1,000 is the nil band is taxed at 8.75. If it fall below the basic 37,700, as we've seen in the rates, then it's jumped to 33.75%, the tax uh, instead of 40%, because normally the 40%, but we're looking dividend. If it's fall between the basic threshold, that and the higher threshold, and then we can look around these, at 39.5%, if exceed the higher threshold of 125, 140, because at that point your personal allowance will be finished as well. Keep in mind. So just a dividend in this case, if we look here, we've been given the salary, and we can look around the dividend income. So salary income is employment income, which is non-saving income. The dividend income we've been given, and the 12,570 is the exempt amount, which are annual allowance. Then we have a 2,800 is a dividend income. So we can look around. First 37 is 20% tax on it. Then the rest 12 to 30 will be, it's at 40%. When we look the dividend, first 1,000 is 0%, and remaining, because 2,800, remaining will be 33.75%. Why will be 33.7%? Because no is a higher taxpayer, which is mean here. We'll see the basic, higher, and additional. These are the three rates, normally we consider. Any question from anyone? So please, if any question, you can ask. We all, yes, most of you already working in tax and submitting accounts for your clients, so you already know these basic stuff, so those we need to, this is one example which we can look around these example, and we can add it, and we can underneath his explanation, you can counter argument the saving incomes and the losses, which we can look around. Like here we have example again, we included. We have tax year, we looking 2020. Joe had the salary of 47,700, saving income 2,000, dividend income 6,000. So we can look around. Joe's employer deduct, income tax, which is deducted at source on the income, employment income, pay as you earn. So 47,700 interest paid she's using, and that's being as expense toward the job, and 12,570. So we can say what her net income after that. And then 20% will be up to 37, because it's a 34,830. So that will be all income will be 20%. But we look the saving, first 500 is 0, because it's a basic taxpayer, and additional 1,500 will be 20%. And then if it's a dividend, so dividend first 1,000, and then remaining will be 33 point. So 75%, because if we come to the addition overall income. So tax liabilities, which we can look around, and the paid at source, which is being paid. So if the outstanding amount is 1928, so we can look around. Joe is a higher taxpayer, so its saving income nil rate is 500. So that's which we can look around. Claim again the profit. We can look around the qualifying, how much we can claim. We can look around the trading losses. We can up to 5 years carry forward, and the brought forward, which we can look around each year. It's like a trading losses carry forward. If the grant are the carried back, I have not been made, so we can loss remain relieved. So after the current years and the carry back, the claim have been made. So we can look around the 1st April. The pre-trading losses are automatically carried forward again 1st year. So we can claim first, and then remaining we can go up to 5 years. So always good to be you claim earlier first. So like here we can the structures 2019, 2021 trading income. We have the other income, net chargeable gain if we have, and the total profit and less loss. Current years carry back, and carry forward. So that's we have, and we can look around, if the less qualifying, we can look around this wasted anything loss. So we have to claim the first, any other relief available. So we have to claim accordingly. So that's, is whichever years you want to, loss can be carried back 12 months are usually mean the loss can be deducted from the profit of the previous accounting period. That's which we can, and the proportion. So we have good few examples which is given. I gave you the handout which is we need to be look around in term of. I gave you the open tuition handout and the ACCA. There are plenty of examples we can pick those for our assignment purposes which we can use. 5 factor to be considered when two men which we can. Does the company earliest relief and the relief as soon as possible? In the case of the current or carry back claim would be preferred. That the company want to be obtain highest tax relief, in which case the grant or the carryback claims which we can prefer the UK taxation rate falling. So capital losses automatically relief again the current period. If you have a losses instead of the gain, any excess losses carry forward, and we can relieve again the gain if we have the future, and carry back relief is available if the tax liability. So SMEs deduct additional 130% of the qualifying expenditures for the tax purposes. We can look around £100 spent on research and development allowable. So original 100 plus further 130 is a relief, which we can look around according to HMRC. Again, we need to be look around each year's in. So we can look around the personal services companies. I are 35 after the press release announced the legislation. The personal service companies usually has the just one shareholder who use the company to provide these services to client PSC. So we need to be further again. We need to be look around. So the client, the owner, the public, yes. So service provided by the workers and the client and shareholders of so we need to be look around the relevant legislation implied in the relevant act. So we can add the examples in our assignment purposes. So that's further we can tax planning, because all we doing in terms of the tax planning as the self-employed implied is the control by, because you don't have a option there. If you're implied, you have to look around the legislation. You work in multiple remote places. So 3.1 evaluate the mitigation tax for individuals. So when providing the tax planning advice to the client, you are fully responsible for advice you give. The fundamental principle is we need a professional competency and due care, which mean up to date knowledge. That's why we have to do the CPD, of course, tax avoidance. We have to look around, so in terms of the legislation, tax planning is illegal. Not only look the legal side, but we have to look around the ethical side, which is because we are member of professional body. So PPCIO, to remember easily, popular people chat in office, professional behaviors, not conflicting information, professional competence, due care, up to date knowledge, client confidentiality. We have the GDPR 2018 as well. Integrity is honesty, objectivity, true and fair information to clients. That's really we need to be focused. Tax avoidance is attempted to is a threat to the fundamental ethics. Those we need to be look around. Of course, it's a illegal side. So we can't really do it. It can be fine. LTR. It can lead to the number of offense. Okay, direct tax avoidance scheme. The promoters, the tax avoidance scheme relating to the direct taxes, income tax or national insurance, capital gain, inherent tax, as the disclosure obligation, we have to look around, and notification we have to look around any person fall comply with the disclosure provision liable to be penalties exceeding 5,000. Yes, 600 can be each day. So value added tax, we know the scheme. So we have to look around the scheme is a cash accounting or whichever, and we can be leads to the penalties. Serial tax avoidance, we have to look around these in term of. So ultimately is all, we can add the examples like what can be consequences if we not follow. Then we have the evaluate the ethics. Ethics are the moral principle we mentioned. These are the fundamental ethics, tax avoidance, direct tax avoidance scheme, VAT avoidance, or the tax serial tax avoidance scheme. So we have to look around the morally acceptable as well, not just legal side. Of course, we have to look around those, but is a morally, ethically, and so direct taxing promoter must disclose, and sometime taxi is the main benefit schemes which people are claiming those. So we have to look around the various sectors and industries. Those accordingly need to be adjusted. Okay. So always we need to make sure the conflict of interest, like, if you have the shares in that company, if your close family relationship, are you preparing for sake of your own because you have a shares in that company? So all we need to be keep in mind. And okay, so these are the all, either you're a member in practice or member in service. We have to look around the self-interest, self-review, threat that leads to be compromised, familiarities if you know each other very well, and number of years that can be intimidation, senior if they, your job will be risk, that can be integrity and objectivity can be compromised, advocacy if you're giving advice to one client, maybe you compromise the other client if you'll say I'm not giving you advice because you're both companies merging together, maybe you confidentiality break, so maybe you advise one client, your other colleague can be, and the safeguarding need to be in place in our organization perspective. So member in practice or member in business, all we have to follow these ethics, safeguard, working environment need to be in place. Okay, then we have, if you want to work toward the distinction criteria, please, we can add, any examples of your choice. Current issues in tax at the moment, of course, a lot of issues, ethical, morally, and legally tax avoidance. So a lot of people at the moment, when we look, recent is a bounce back loan in the company. That is a huge issue in the taxation. So if you including any issues, I included here few issues in international trades, residence, and the tax liability. Those we can look around these not being thoroughly followed. Purchase of investment in properties, so capital allowance, inherent tax, So these example I pick few. So please in your, and we included here, please see the handouts question 1 and answers that can be further, the examples we have given on the Moodle. So if you want to work toward the distinction criteria, so we can pick, the example of your choice, whichever years you want. Quickly show you here. If you just give me 1 minute, I'll just into and show you few examples. Okay, guys. So if we look, please here, if I'll type, ACCA past paper, so you can find here ACCA past paper with the question and answer. So we can look around past paper. So please, you can pick it off your choice. Whichever the paper you want to. Just 1 second, if I'll say F6 past paper. F6, yes. So we can find it F6 past paper, which is tax exam. So you can look around the specification. If you want, I can download and I can have access on. So these, you can follow different version, and it's a lot of examples. So I'll download from the platform. I'll upload, good few for you. They bar it, but can be, you can find through open tuition as well. So please, if you not on, so you can register. It's an open tuition free website. Here you can find ACC old exam paper as well. They already downloaded and uploaded as well, and good to use as examples if you want more. Okay, anybody, any question, please?
Sorry, Hamjun.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, sorry. I know I registered some like maybe last year and I've not been able to catch up due to family issues. So looking at this, when I registered last year at some point, I was given some materials. So I don't know, maybe they are still relevant to the new ones because I've just logged in. And it seems, everything has changed. And in terms of the PDF document for the learning outcomes. So I'm just checking. should I go by the new one, or how should I approach this? Because I'm looking to start the assignment, and I don't even know how to start or what I'm meant to do.
Okay. Yes. No worries. What we'll do, I'm going to share with you first the latest in the booklets.
Okay.
So it's matter of, if you look the sample assignment or Moodle page. Other than that, I can share with you separately as well if we need to. Yes, you have. I'm available on the WhatsApp as well as my email address sanjum@ukversity. So
Okay.
any question you think is not make any maybe we think which example is appropriate to include for sport, I can guide you accordingly. Yes,
Okay.
and I'm just 1 minute. I'm going to share with you first this one. Yeah, the booklet and all the examples, and I'll give you the sample assignment as well. So anyone those don't have access, so please, it's available. You're absolutely right, because the finance act change, of course, the people always ask, which doesn't matter whichever year you're using, but it's a better to be in technically, because if we are real world, it's
Mm.
better to use the latest finance act. Yes, because of course we are, if we have a client, we technically we're supposed to be apply the new rates, old rate. If you're
Yeah.
really using old rates, you can say I'm using old finance act for the sake of example. That's
Mm.
no harm, because of course, it's your assignment based. But if it's exam based, then of course we have to apply the new rates.
Okay.
So
So do I start the assignment with my own word? Like, am I allowed to copy to read from other materials and use that in my own word? Or how does it work? And do I have to and what are the assignment instructions? I don't know, maybe they have changed and maybe it's still the same one.
in assignment instruction are exactly the same, only the finance act, of course, every year carry on changing. Any
Okay.
wherever you're including is just the sake of, you can add the source where you got it, try to be rewrite in your own words, or if you're adding it snippet, include as a picture, and underneath you can have plan, like in this tax planning can be, yes, this person can claim, the marriage
Okay.
so you can, your interpretation of the things can be in your own words as well,
Okay.
and you can contextualize, like I included in slides, example of ACCA. So when I'm writing, I can say this person can look around. If this person's income change, need to be look around. If his income increase from this to this, yeah. So
Okay.
tax planning is illegal, so we can advise to clients, yeah. So
Okay.
that can address your learning outcome itself.
Okay.
Okay, so example, if you look in the chat box, I shared with you two documents now. Yes, one is these are both based on the Finance Act 2023-24.
Okay.
So all the question and answers there.
Okay.
So you can pick it, and if you look in the assignment brief, other than that, I have books, but of course every year's rates carry on changing. So I'm giving you these are the two latest ones, but I'm sharing with you ACCA Kaplan books in a minute in the chat box as well. So
Okay.
you can use it as an example. So you can even reference, yeah. Of course, if the personal allowance last year was 12,500, not 12,570, that's the only difference, yes.
Yeah.
So we can say it was previously this, no, this, yes, and the source is you can include like according to Kaplan 20, whichever year of the publication of the book.
Okay.
So share with you now in the chat box, so you can download. And
So how long do I have to complete this assignment?
because of course we have a assignment discussion lesson after completing all our learning outcome. We did LO3, next we'll go through LO4,
Yeah.
and then we'll do the assignment discussion. We'll go through each task, and we'll specify where you can find the resources, like each task, each learning,
Okay.
so which we'll go through more in detail at the
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. So I'm sharing with you, which is Finance Act 2021 and 22, the book and the workbooks, yes, which all possible examples are there as well. It's in the chat box now.
Okay.
So thanks for attending. And if anyone else any question, please you can ask. And have a lovely week. And other than if not question, and if you don't have any question, so next lesson we'll go through our LO4 and the following, which will go through assignment discussion.
Okay.
And any other question, please? No.
No, I think that's it. Yeah.
Thank you. If anything else, so we can arrange one-to-one if need to.
Hello.
Everything is there, please, and have a lovely weekend. And please, if you want to download the books, you can as well. Anyone?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. I have a question. Can I ask?
Yes, sure, please.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sir. I have almost completed the assignments by following your lectures. Can I submit it on learner's outcome for you to review, sir?
Yes, you can send me if you want directly on my email. You can send it, or if you want to submit it on the learner work, yes,
Yeah.
At ukversity.co.uk, you can send it there as well.
How can I send it to you personally, sir? I don't have your email address, sir.
Yes, I'm just in the chat box. Anjum at ukversity.co.uk. So
Okay. All right.
So
sir.
sorry. Sorry. Go ahead. Sudipta. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, sir. So if I submit it to you, do I have to submit in the PDF version or?
try Word one, please, because we can easily give the feedback there if need to. I can refer you if anything need to change.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You said it should be by slide, not Word document.
No, Word document.
What?
Assignment normally we written in the Word document.
Okay.
Like some people do the pictures, and because we awarding body not accept it. So it's like a report, like an assignment in the Word document, not PDF. Don't convert it. Word document.
Okay. And the final one I have to submit in the learning outcome, sir, or even if
learner work at ukversity.co, that we have a centralized.
Okay.
And, our internal moderator and assessor assess them, and then they send to the awarding body. Please, when you submit, you always, it's good to highlight it, which grade you want, like you want distensions grade, so we can highlight it. We can send it back, if the distension criteria not met, we can say, come on, you have to add, these things to address these criteria.
Oh, okay. And
some people just want pass, so we can look around overall, we can say it's meeting the criteria, so no problem.
Okay, so at the beginning of the first page, should I write like I have seen some sample assignments in the Moodle. So in the beginning, in the front page, actually, should I write like this, like pass grade or maybe merit grade, like that?
When you send attach file, you can say my target is to achieve distension.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much.
Actually, the assignment actually is a declaration, is your piece of work. Like you're not, some people, unfortunately, we had a few issues, like some people use ChatGPT. Of course, it can create whole assignment for you. And we send to the awarding body. We awarding body use AI. Yes, it can say it's an individual type work, or the software generated assignment.
Okay.
So if you generate something, if you want to for the learning perspective, but make sure write it in your own words and put the reference, like the reference or website.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, have you finished, Sudipta?
Yes, I'm done, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So basically, from what Sunita done, so before we complete all the learning outcomes, can we submit the assignment for you, Anjum, to have a look for us before we don't submit to the main email?
Yes, that's absolutely fine. So I can give you feedback. Yes, it's my feedback. Then you did the final version and the learner work, and then they give a final feedback, and then we can sign off in the unit.
Okay, and so for everything we put in the content, must there be a reference if I'm using my home word, or maybe I'm using an example from on top of my head? I don't need to use the reference, isn't it?
No, because like the concept, you learn it from somewhere. Ideas came, you write it in your own words, in your own examples, yes. But actually, the Finance Act came from gov.uk first, suppose, yes. So you can write it gov.uk as a source, or ACCA, or any other book where your rates you got it, but the example you included yourself. That's absolutely fine.
Oh, okay. And do you have how to reference, maybe a guide on how to reference from a source?
Yes. So if you go on the website, it's called Neil Toolbox.
I'm on the website now. It's called what? Sorry.
I just type, in the chat box.
Oh, okay.
Neil Toolbox. Yes. That's it, called Harvard Reference Generator. Yes.
Neil Toolbox. Sorry, I'm just trying to. So once you mean on the portal, on the actual portal?
No, it's a Neil Toolbox is the external website. Yes, if you never done the Harvard reference, yes. So you can generate. I can show you. Just 1 second. So if you go on the website, this is called Harvard Reference Generator. You click that. Yeah. If you're using books, let's say you're using book, which I gave you the Kaplan ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can look around the title of the book. Of course, it's a business taxation. Yeah. So if we look the authors, let's say author is given Kaplan itself, and publisher is the Kaplan as well. The place of publish, let's say London was written inside the book, and the publication was 2020, and it was, let's say, second edition or whichever edition was, and you read it page 10 to, let's say, 30. Yes, in between you read it and you used it. So click there. It's called a reference generator. Full reference you copy in the reference page. Yes.
Yeah.
And up to this one, you can say according to Kaplan 2020, and you can write, whichever you copy at the end of the paragraph, start of the paragraph, or the middle of the paragraph. Yes.
Okay, so Kaplan 2020. So I will start with according to Kaplan 2020.
And whatever you want to write within the report or within assignment.
Yeah.
If I'm reading what is the Kaplan 2020 mean, I can go in the reference page. I can see, oh yes, it's a third edition book you read it.
So do I put the reference before or after my my statement?
Yes, that we have to generate the reference page. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll put it on the reference page.
Yes. So like here, if I'll demonstrate here. So let's say this is your cover page of assignment. You're writing, yes, what is assignment is about. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing taxation unit, and maybe I can show you one. Let's, so just 1 second. I'll open the template for you. I make more. So for this unit, which we already created. Okay. Can you see now?
Still booting.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay. So you see assignment on UK taxation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So by student numbers, School of Accounting Management, University Manchester, and second page is the content page. You then you're doing your assignment. You're writing little bit introduction. Taxes play the key role in many countries. National income tax system is need to be, let's say, relevant to, or it's a progressive tax or whichever tax system used in the country. In this assignment, you will apply the Finance Act 2020, and all the tasks will be in line with. Yes. So it's something you can give the little introduction, and then you can move to the task. Yes.
Yeah.
And let's say, income and income tax liability relating to overseas aspect. If we have any overseas aspect, like, if you have a VAT you paid abroad, of course, you can claim it, yes, because if you
Yeah.
have not been and you have to pay, that can be overseas element. Or if overseas element, if you're not resident, or the income or the domicile can be discussion there as well. Which, so because each, if we look each task, under each task you've been given, this task is related to which learning outcome. Can you see here? This task was related to 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 4, 1.6. It means all our lesson 1 is relevant to this.
Okay.
So we can pick in lesson 1, like today we divide the discussion. So you can pick heading from there and rewrite it in your own words. You've been given here guidance as well. Yes. Within assignment brief, of course, we'll go through assignment brief. When we're doing all these, yes. And
Yeah.
this is the guidance document which we already prepared and uploaded. So if I'm doing the reference, like, the reference which we generated at the moment, yes.
Yeah.
Through so I can copy this, yes, there.
Okay.
Yes. I can, if I'm writing something there, I can take that Kaplan 2020. Let's say if I'm doing something under task 1,
Yeah.
say according to, yes, Kaplan 20
Okay.
tax planning legal. So
Okay.
I need to advise the client accordingly. Yes.
Okay.
On 2023, if anyone 180 days within the UK are liable, yes, yes, so on.
Yeah.
So you can look around, you can read it, yes, which is we discuss in our criteria within our slides as well, lesson 1. And if you look within the book, the booklet which I gave you, so those are being discussed as well.
Okay.
Okay. So it doesn't matter either Kaplan or any other website. I can say according to ACCA. Or if you don't want to word use according to, I can say ACCA using their document 2023 or 2024. Yes. So if I'm reading your assignment, I can say ACCA. Okay. So then I can see this is ACCA in your reference button here. If you're using the website, I can say here ACCA you use 2024.
Mm-hmm.
The taxation, yes, finance 2020 2023 you are using, and you accessed on from very website. Today date is, let's say, it's a 12 10 2024, and you can copy full link here, the website which you.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone can click it, can read it, oh yes, you got it. This is because you can justify, yes, on the basis of this, I read it, I'm writing it. Something is wrong. It's not your art. Tomorrow or day after the website is remove that thing. You're saying I read it, yes, I
Yeah.
used, but something is changed. So you're right, because that day was the website was exist, but in future dates can be removed.
Yeah.
So it's your justification. Yes, that's why the access date when is the website is good to be, because that's a Harvard reference. If you never done a Harvard reference before, on the YouTube, yes, type how to do, let's say, how to do Harvard reference word. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Word. So here is, if you go here, reference button.
Yeah.
You can watch the video. It's 2 minutes. A lot of videos, 1 or 2 minutes. You can do it. You can change style to Harvard. Sorry, this software is old. Yes. When you do, you can change to your style Harvard. Yes. And here insert citation. If I'll add any source, whichever, that's one way as well. Let's say I'm using Kaplan. Yes. and the website was Kaplan. Can you see all?
Yeah.
Kaplan.co.uk, and I have a full hyperlink which I found, you know, the Kaplan www. Kaplan.co.uk and Kaplan, you know, like there was the taxation, and you can look around which year that was, if any material are you not sure, you can put the last year or this year. Today is the month we are, and today date is 12. Yes.
Yeah.
So wherever your cursor will be, that drop the reference there. Sorry, I put my cursor here. If I'm doing my, let's say I'm doing this task, I'm giving reference. Yeah. I open, I'll click there, it's drop me reference. Can you see there? Okay, when I finish all my references at the end of my assignment, I go back to the reference button here. It say bibliography. And bibliography or the reference is the same thing. And it will be create for me alphabetical sequence. Can you see here?
Okay.
Anything I'll include like this, yes, it will be create me alpha. It's a Kaplan 2024. I access this date from this website. It can be cross-referenced in my text. It can be cross-referenced in my, if anyone, whoever is reading can see in the reference button or the bibliography. I can change heading if you want to use.
Okay.
So that's the way you can do it. Huh?
Okay.
So that's one way. Of course, we'll go through the assignment discussion where we can look around more, but that's, you know, the way you can start your assignment, type your work, yes,
Okay.
and a few references there. That's all really we need to do.
Do we have a copy of an assignment we can use, like just like a guide of how the look should be, the lookout? Like maybe an
Yes,
assignment
please, if you
template.
go on our website. So please, if you go on our website.
Yeah.
So if you go, our website is our Moodle page, yes.
Sorry, where do
You
I
have
go?
If you go on our Moodle page, you have a Moodle access?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay, so if you type, let's say taxation, yes, that's business taxation, personal taxation, going, yes,
Yeah.
UK taxation, which is level 7 stuff. So if you go down, you have sample assignment.
Oh, okay.
You have assignment brief, you have a unit specification, yeah.
Okay.
This is for
Yeah.
sample.
I've seen it, yeah. Okay.
So you can, maybe a couple of people not included the reference, right? Yes, because we just gave them criteria to pass, but you will see there plenty of examples there. Yes, each
Okay. So that's
this
the
guy
referencing.
had management included, so it should be access data. So it's not was cross-referenced correctly, so we can only give the pass criteria. Yes, so if properly referenced and well structured, it can be made the distinction criteria. Yes.
Okay.
So you got me. So that's
Okay. Yeah.
that's the way you can write under each heading here,
Okay.
including exam. Okay. So please look this sample, and in the next lesson, of course, you know, we'll go through and we'll do the assignment discussion. Of course, we have plenty of examples to view resource and all. Yes. And all recording and tables and the finance sec and various, you know, delights and various other organization examples there as well.
So after submitting all the assignments, how long does it take and what happens afterwards?
Okay, so please, sorry, I just stopped the recording. Thanks for attending, though just listening recording.